Yeah, pizza. What you want?
Let me get a boneless pizza with a 2 liter of Coke.
Fuck kind of pizza? And 2 liter machine broke. We got 1 liter though.
Fuck you mean, B? Alright, look, let me get that pizza boneless.
Pizza don't got bone on it.
The fuck did I just say then?
You said, let me get it boneless. Like, pizza got a damn bone in it.
Y'all got bones in your shit then?
Nah.
So what's the problem?
Name one pizza that got bone on it.
Just don't put those shits in my pizza, bro. How many times I gotta say it?
Bro, just explain to me how the fuck pizza can be boneless.
If it don't got bone in it, it's boneless.
Son, what school you go to?
Dog, I don't understand the problem. Just make my shit boneless. Dead ass.
I'm dead ass now making this pizza.
I never got this meme. Bruh. Alright, how we doing, boys? Okay. Yeah, no, I'm not joking, RTBA. I don't know how to convince you guys on that. If these guys ever wanted me to come on, I definitely would. It would be really cool. Anytime they want to, yeah, I'd for sure do it.
We're here for a special Twitch town hall. How excited are you that we get to have one of those today? This is an abnormal thing in our work week here at Twitch Studios, and I'm super excited, and I'm joined by Brian, aka Citizen.
I'm doing great.
End up here.
When Brian comes, we get to talk about Twitch things.
The Twitch community is the best community that there is, right, you guys? So the community guidelines are what helps us keep the community
Hey
moving.
guys, welcome back to another stream. And here we are in my house, fucking, or not. I don't even know where we are, to be honest. Fucking, this doesn't look like my house.
And we want to make everyone really clear about the consequences of being hateful. We do not want you as we simply don't want you as part of the community if you're going to be hateful. Today we are going to talk about anti-harassment, hateful conduct.
No.
We're here for a special Twitch town hall. How excited?
Okay. Destiny following the new Twitch guidelines. What does this even mean? Excuse me, I can't handle this right now. It's too autistic for me. I'm sorry, I don't literally mean the definition of autism, by the way. I don't think that a particular event can be autistic, and I don't think that... This was a joke at X Skills Me and him being over literal, not about the TOS. Are you guys fucking serious right now? X Skills Me is necessarily autistic. That wasn't my intended thing there. Please don't quote that and throw it back at me and tell me to rescind the comment. I'm sorry. I didn't mean that the event of you talking about this. This isn't even good because you can actually make legitimate arguments against using autism as an insult. This is the dumbest clip in the universe. Now you make me look like the reason why I don't like the new Twitch rules is because I want to call everybody retarded and autistic. Ah, fuck you guys. Yeah, I like how when I tap my desk, you can hear the taps now. Because my microphone has to lean against my desk because my fucking microphone thing is broken. Blue, I swear to God, if you don't fucking email me back. It's gonna be some yikes. There's gonna be yikes to pay. What does Prince of Thieves even do? Dispels enemy barriers. Holy shit. Will he do that like right at the start?
YIKES.
Yikes.
Fellow Americans, this week prosecutors, law enforcement officers, Homeland Security officials, and lawmakers joined me at the White House to address a very vicious threat to our communities, the savage gang MS-13. Glaring loopholes in our laws have allowed criminals and gang members to break into our country. For example, under current law, unaccompanied alien minors at the border are released into American communities no matter where, no matter how. It's so easy for them because the laws are bad and they have to be changed. This loophole is easily exploited by MS-13, which now operates in at least 40 states. In addition to MS-13, many other gangs are breaking into our country routinely because our laws are so weak, so sad, so pathetic. At this week's roundtable, we learned the story of one family right here in Washington, D.C., that hosted a person in their home who then began to recruit their young son to MS-13. When the boy's mother tried to stop it, the gang member shot her in the head, blinding her for life. She's lucky she lived, but she's paying a very big price. During my State of the Union, I called on Congress to immediately close dangerous loopholes in federal law that have endangered our communities and imposed enormous burdens on U.S. taxpayers. My administration has identified 3 major priorities for creating a safe, modern, and lawful immigration system: fully securing the border, ending chain migration, and canceling the visa lottery. Chain migration is a disaster and very unfair to our country. The visa lottery is something that should have never been allowed in the first place. People enter a lottery to come into our country. What kind of a system is that? It is time for Congress to act.
I love, what kind of idea is that?
And to protect Americans. Every member of Congress should choose the side.
I mean, it's a valid question, I guess. It's just listening to him talk is just so funny.
Of law enforcement and the side of the American people. That's the way.
Literally misrepresenting. What is the visa lottery? Isn't it literally like of all the people that come here or apply for visas or whatever, that we will randomly pick some from each country or whatever? Or no?
It has to be. Thank you.
Switch back to Dragon Tamer. Oh, I actually like this Tristana skin.
Sure.
So how would you educate your 5 boys?
Actually, I created a little school. Yeah.
What kind of school? Could you describe to us?
Sure. It's small. It's only got 14 kids now, and it'll have 20 kids in September. It's called Ad Astra, which means to the stars. That's maybe a bit different from most other schools, is that there aren't any grades. There's no like not grade 1, grade 2, grade 3 type of thing. I'm making all the children go in the same grade at the same time, like an assembly line.
I know.
You know, because some people love English.
They still have to meet requirements. Oh yeah, sure. Yeah, I would imagine it would be people that would normally pass the visa system, and then some would be luckily chosen to skip to the front of line or something, kind of.
Or languages. Some people love math. Some people love music. And they have different abilities at different times. It makes more sense to cater the education to match their aptitudes and abilities. So I think that's one principle. Another is that it's important to teach problem solving, or teach to the problem, not to the tools. So this would be like, let's say you're trying to teach people about how engines work, or you could start by a more traditional approach would be to say, well, we're going to teach you all about screwdrivers and wrenches, and you're going to have a course on screwdrivers, a course on wrenches, and all these things. And this is a very difficult way to do it. A much better way would be like, here's the engine. Now let's take it apart. How are we going to take it apart? Oh, you need a screwdriver. That's what the screwdriver is for. You need a wrench. That's what the wrench is for. And then a very important thing happens, which is that the relevance of the tools becomes apparent.
So all your 5 boys are in that school?
Yes.
Until when? This is from
I don't know.
preschool
So far,
to...
it's only 1-year-old.
I feel like that's how the approach to math works, right? That you start out with a certain problem, maybe it's not necessarily the same, but eventually you learn something, and then eventually like the teacher in the next section will present a problem, and you know the answer that you want to get, but you have no way of like getting the answer. Then you learn like the next tool that you need to figure it out. I'm trying to think if I can think of specific examples of this. I don't know if I can. Go, you motherfucker, you fat fucking piece of shit. Stop!
Get in my way. I dare ya.
I feel lucky you're sure. I think a lot of math is rote memorization. Yeah, man, I feel like the quality of the teacher plays this retardedly important role in like the topic. The more that I think back to like how much I hate chemistry, the more I'm thinking that like, not thinking, but knowing that like my chemistry teacher was so fucking bad. Oh my god. Nope. Oh, we're You're so dumb. Why would you do that? Why would you hit him, Alistar? Oh, come on, dude. That was my kill. You fucked that up, Ali. I think back to so many topics in chemistry that I learned from the teacher, and like they didn't make sense at all. And now I wonder if I were to go through... Can you stop? If I were to go back and like try to figure these things out, it would be so much easier for me to understand them. That the topics themselves weren't actually confusing at all, but like the way that they were taught were just so bad.
Let's get this party started.
We're gonna get double killed here. Relearning anything would be easier, but it's not about relearning things. I think I've given an example of this before. It's about the way the topics are presented. The example that I gave in the past was significant figures. And I don't know if my experience is the same as everybody, or if my chemistry teacher was just exceptionally bad. But I actually remembered another example earlier this morning. But so like significant figures are an incredibly easy thing to understand, and they make perfect sense. It's like, it makes total sense why you would have significant figures. And I remember that when I learned them back in high school, they were so difficult to understand. Like, well, when you multiply it together, it's just the number. You have to hold the number as the same, and you add them when you multiply them. And when you're doing addition, you only have to do like whatever is marked as like, there were these like insanely like rote rules when it came to memorizing like what had to be a significant figure or not. I don't like this lane. I really do not like Braum. Like, I can't do anything. So boring. Oh, we can with Rek'Sai though. Oh, this guy flashed too early, didn't he? Nope. Okay, black. Some people prefer self-learning. It has nothing to do with self-learning. It has nothing to do with being older. It has nothing to do with relearning. It just has to do with the way that teachers present the concepts. Why is my shit lagging so fucking hard? Fuck, I went back and I can't buy anything.
Let's see if this makes it through the first explosion. Order more like guidelines, really.
Are you sure? Significant figures are stupid in my opinion. They're bad proxy for using differentials to figure out the error of calculation given the error of measurement. But like, I feel what I'm saying is that like you can describe significant figures in like a very intuitive way that makes all of the rules make sense, right? So like the way that like if I were to try to describe this, like if Nathan had a class on significant figures, like I would say something like, let's say that you're taking a medicine, okay? Let's say that this is like a life or death medicine that you're taking. Let's say that for this medicine you had to take 100 milliliters or something. I don't know, however you would measure it in hold on. I can't hit him. Holy shit. Okay, I'm leaving. If like, let's say that you have to take like 100, 100 measurement units or whatever of like a certain medication, in order to survive, right? And this is like a life or death medication. And if you took any more or any less, like it would kill you, right? Well, significant figures make sense here. If the significant figures are all three numbers, then you know that if you take 101, you'll die, or 99, you'll die, right? But if you take like 100.1, maybe it's not as big a deal as something, right? If you had a measurement device, right, you would want that measurement device that measures out that medication to be measured to three significant figures. I wouldn't want something like a spoon that was rated for 100 whatever, that was only measured out to two significant figures, because it could be delivering 95 or 105, right? That you could use like real world examples like that to say like, well, look, now you know why the significant figure is important. You have to know what it's measured to, right? But that kind of an explanation was never ever given to me. Was never given to me in high school. So it literally seemed like the dumbest thing I'd ever heard, because all I was thinking at the time when I was learning was like, if you worked for NASA or like a space organization, why would you ever arbitrarily truncate your measurements? Like, this is literally the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my entire life, Yeah, 100 does not equal 100.0, right? This scuffed fucking analogy. If you don't understand the analogy, it's possible that maybe you don't understand significant figures. I can walk you through it if you need some help, buddy. It's okay. I guess it's a pretty confusing topic. I don't remember having a lesson on them. I just remember like learning, like there are a lot of like little topics like that where it's explained and it's like super unintuitive and it's like very, very confusing for me. Because like the rationale for any given thing was like, my teacher explained it? Yeah, mine didn't. I remember another weird topic in chemistry was potential versus kinetic energy, where like potential energy is the potential energy an object has if it's really high up, and like if it burns that energy on its way down, it becomes hotter because it's burning energy. Like the way that this was described, like looking back on it, is so fucking stupid. And like now, it's like, well, potential energy literally just has to do with like where you're seated in like a gravity well, right? Like the farther away you are from an object, the less in the well you are, the more potential energy, right? And then at the very bottom, you would have no potential, right? Like it's very, like I guess like looking at it in terms of gravity, it's like very obvious and very intuitive, but I don't know, learning about it in high school, I don't know, it makes me wonder like how many topics I learned in high school that were like very complicated that probably shouldn't be, but the teachers give like a really shitty explanation for it.
A bamboo gunner never turns tail, unless it's to taunt.
An enemy has been slain. An enemy has been slain.
I'm going in.
An ally has been slain.
Walking tall. Nothing at 'em. Ooh, I like the look of this, baby. Let's get this party started.
I still don't understand potential energy. Is it just the amount of energy that is required to counteract the effect of gravity? So my understanding of it is that, like, if you look at, like, if you imagine you pull a sheet, right, and you put like a ball in the middle of that sheet, that would be like any massive body representation in like, would you call it like space-time, right? Where at the very bottom you're at the deepest part of the gravity well, and then the farther away you get, the farther away you are from said gravity. That potential energy just represents like how far away you are from the very bottom of the gravity well, right? I fucking hate Braum, dude. This is a band champ. Oh my god, dude.
Winners don't duck. Sometimes outnumbered, never outgunned.
You're talking about gravitational potential energy. Yeah, no shit, Sherlock. There's also chemical potential energy as well. Oh, my bad. I'm sorry. I forgot I had to specify that. My bad. Because you might have been thinking that I was talking about, like, chemical potential energy or something as I'm sitting here talking about gravity wells. My bad, dude. You're right. Or elastic potential energy or a million other... Yeah, you're right. My bad. My bad. I needed to specify that. That was my bad. Or nuclear potential energy. Yeah, okay. My bad. Why are there different band champs every time I watch Destiny? It's because every single champion I play against is a champion I should have banned, okay?
I might just drop in. Let me get in there.
Do you feel like it's possible that now it seems only simple because you understand it? I know one idea is that the longer you have known something, the memory of learning it becomes... I don't think so. I mean, I don't know. Maybe someday I'll try to find a high school kid and I'll explain to him something and see if he understands it simply or not.
An enemy has been slain.
Watch this.
Of course. So skilled, dude. Cancels my jump. I shouldn't have walked off tower. I should have just sat on the fucking turret.
Bring on the bad guys.
An enemy has been slain. An ally has been slain.
Where's the action?
Oh, yikes. What? Do we need like 50 million people to do this? I don't know why Galio would ult down here. Or waste our exhausts, whatever, I guess. Getting kills. The podcast I did was like a really, really small, no-name podcast. You've never heard of the guy before, ever. It's very, very small. It's a very small audience. It wasn't PK. It wasn't anybody famous. You've never heard of him before. All the topics are things I've talked about before. This guy is a level 11. Am I not allowed to stream right now? Is it Cox telling me I can't stream, or? Was it a circle jerk? Yeah, it was just like an interview. Okay, this blue buff has been up for a long time. You're not using it, I'm taking it. Is there a reason you don't say the name? His name is like, it's like the casting couch or something, or the podcast couch, I think, is the name of the guy. But I don't say the name because it doesn't mean anything to you. Why don't you link us? Because it's not out yet. He's not releasing it for like a month or something. Obviously, when it's out, I'll release it so that he gets some advertising. Thought about asking David Pakman to do a more serious style podcast. He's way too big for me that's very presumptuous of me, I think, to say we should do a podcast together, no? God. Did he put up a shield? Why? My ult did literally no damage to him. Why? Because it's Braum? I thought I'd be able to do something. Alright. Actually, I don't like this song. Hold on. I'm deleting this. Morg shield? Should I ban for that? Oh shit, my ult does magic damage? Oh, never mind. I don't ban you. Wait, Morg shield actually blocks my ult? Holy fuck. Tattoos and Shibuya. Police think I'm of the underworld. 12 treat a nigga like he 12. How you looking up to me and talking down? Can't you see I am the big man? God level, I am the I am. I'm coming with the drone cam and the pink killer zone. When I stick no way, I'm so close, I'm on that kill. Controller on your lower back, yeah, it's good. Stick roll the eyes back in, go. Roll in, try. Roll them when you ride. One. Acting, turn the lights 35. 2016 brushed me this. 2017 ideas playing off the Walgreens. This a code, not a click on the net. With a cup in a cup, activist. That's a double edge, it's a knife. I don't like to fight, but I'm fighting. Revenge in the air makes my lungs sick. Chopper in the sky like a gun trick. Clips on clips like Mike. It's really all. See both sides like Chanel. See on both sides like Chanel. It's really you on my mind. It's really you on my mind. It's really you. Dude, okay, I guess like I haven't talked to V-Man in a long time, so I really don't care if I burn this bridge. The reason why I'm probably never gonna play games with V-Man is because like a lot of people don't realize this because Twitch has changed so much, and you might not remember like how things used to be in the past or how certain people have acted in the past. But V-Man was one of the like original booby streamers. Like he's part of the crowd that like led to like kind of the degradation of the Twitch culture. Like if you'd known like V-Man's like past or history, like that's literally one of the things he got popular for was booby streaming. It's fucking disgusting. Okay, I want this immoral content off of my fucking streaming platform.
Both sides of the L. Free smoke rings in they hell. Sleek snow grind for the well. Whole team diamonds is real. Show them how to shine by themselves. You need a cosign for your help. I need that bitch to grind on my belt. I know you need to drive for my belt. Now you see the drive in itself. I'm black on the ride cause it's stale. But it's stale. I see both sides like you know. I see both sides like you know. My pocket's snug. They can't hold myself on. They ban my visa. My Amex and MasterCards. I got new money and it's all cash. I got new bags and they all collect. I rubber band a bunch of $1,000 Delta gift cards. I need my baby boy. Amazing to cash.
Can you further explain the Sig Digs medicine analogy? I don't mean to be petty, but I'm super triggered that you called me out. Okay, if you have something and it calls for like, let's say that you have something and it calls for 100 of a measurement, and the significant figure is measured out to like just the hundreds place, right? Then you can imagine that there's going to be some. I'm dead. If something is measured out and it says you need 100 of something, right? That if the significant figures are specified into the hundreds and the tens place, you can imagine there could be a little bit of wiggle room in the ones place. For instance, okay, if something said that your engine needs 100 quarts of oil or something, right? Obviously, there's a huge number, and the significant figure is the 1 and the 0. If you get like 104 or 101 or 102 or 99 or 98, it's probably okay because it would round like to that 100 anyway, right? It's probably not a big deal. But if it literally says like your engine needs 100.0 quarts or you need like 100.0 of this medication, and that's a to the significant figures to the tenths place, not the tens, but the tenths place, right? Then the implication there is that, oh, wow, okay. Well, that means that if I have like 100.7 or 101 or 99, that's not good. That if it's measured out to a significant place that's down to the tenths place, then that means that the precision of whatever tool you measure it with or however much you take has to be to that place as well. Does that make sense? From my understanding, only decimals are significant figures. No, whole numbers are significant figures as well.
Rubber band a bunch of $1,000 Delta gift cards. Need my baby boy. Amazing the cash on down unknown. I need my baby boy. Blazing the dash down money at home.
I feel like I'm losing this game, so I'm not paying attention. I can give examples afterwards, okay? Fuck this. What, are we like... Are we trolling? Yeah, okay, dude. Holy dick ride. Jesus, fuck, this guy is cock-thirsty. Fuck me, and we all die. Oh, feels bad. Yeah, I shouldn't have started this topic. My bad. I thought that like everybody in here understood the topic and then could understand the story, but apparently like nobody actually knows what I'm talking about. So I wasn't ready to like actually like give a hardcore breakdown of like what a significant figure was. I'm sorry. I thought this was all shit that we kind of learned in high school. But I'm wrong. My bad.
I dare you to dare me.
Significant figures is about precision and repeatability. Sure, precision being the really important part there. What, Ali got the credit for my kill? Holy shit. How did I eat that? Ah, I'm dead. Did we get Baron off of that? Speaking of throws, holy shit. Aren't significant figures the reason why some people say 0.99999 equals 1? What? No, that's not related at all. I think you chose a poor example of 100. If you'd picked a better number such as 10.0, the example would have been clearer. Yeah, my bad. I guess apparently people think significant figures are only decimal places. Significant figures can be numbers without decimals as well. Like, but
Is this blast proof? Where's the action?
An ally has been slain.
Winners don't die. Worth shooting once, it's probably worth shooting a lot.
wait, what? Destiny, you explain that it gets increasingly harder to measure smaller quantities and you need more expensive tools to do it. Significant figures are just a mathematical tool to prevent us from overstating the accuracy of our tools. That's correct. I can't do this during the game. Somebody said something about measuring 12.00000 inches with a ruler, but you can't measure that with a ruler. I'm dead. I just fucked my jump up so hard there. I want to lose this game. You just need a really small ruler? No, it doesn't have anything to do with the size of the ruler. I don't know if I can stream until I get this microphone fixed. Like, I can't move at all on my desk right now. It's like really irritating. Like, if I do it, it'll knock my shit out, and it's like really, I'm getting like annoyed by like 25 different things right now. Some real yikers shit here, boys. Chat is trolling you now? Cool, I'll just ban people that didn't learn this in high school. Okay, if something tells you that you need to measure out this amount of something, right? If something tells you that you need to measure out 12.00, okay? Like 12.00 inches, okay? And you've got a ruler, okay? And the ruler is marcated in inches or whatever. If this ruler, you know, you can't measure out something this accurate with the ruler. Does this make sense? If your significant figures are to the hundredths, right? You can't measure 12.00 with a ruler. You can only measure like up to 12. Oh, I need to take I need to take a moment. Do you want me to do I have to go back and explain what significant figures are? Because I don't know now if anybody in chat knows what it means. Because I'm starting to think that this is actually something that nobody knows what significant figures are. I can step back and explain it if I need to. Right? Let's say that I need to dig into a person's bone, okay? And I need to and I need to dig and I need to go down, okay? Let's say that I need to go down into somebody's bone like precisely 2.54 centimeters, right? Then I need something. I'm going to need a device, or I'm sorry. Let me back up actually, so that the example makes more sense. Let's say that I need to go down into somebody's bone 2.000 centimeters, okay? Right? That if I need to do this, I can't get a device that is a 6 centimeter stick or something. I can't get a device because I don't know if the measurements are accurate to the thousandths place. Does this make sense? That this thing will only give me a measurement of like some number, right? And that's it. It won't give me a measurement that's accurate to within a tenth, right? Because it could vary here, right? Measuring one on this ruler might be 1.01 or might be 1.02 or it might be 0.99, right?
Inches using a laser measuring device.
Wow, hilarious, right? That if I have something that's only accurate to the ones place, that a 1, this number is not this number, right? This one over here could be 0.98. It could be 1.02. It could be 1.09. It could be 0.92, right? It could be any of these numbers could be this one, right? Any of these numbers could be this one. But if something is...
Thanks for the YouTube
You're
content,
welcome, buddy.
bud.
If something is 1.00, right? It could be 1.001, or it could be it could be 0.99. No, wait, I'm sorry. Wait. It could be like 1.001, 1.002. But these numbers will always be like exactly what they are measured out to be, right? Does this not make sense? I'm sorry, I wasn't like ready to go. I can go back and explain this more simply if So a significant number is a number that needs to be measured by a precision device, otherwise catastrophic confidence. It doesn't have to be catastrophic or not. It just means that your significant figures are your accurately measured figures that won't have any variance, right? Like, please explain it more simply. This is why teachers use rote memorization. Well, the problem is that half of you could be acting retarded, and it's impossible for me to distinguish. This game should have been won. Okay, I'm done. Can we move on from this topic? Because I'm getting triggered. Use a pop bottle as your example. Not every bottle has the exact milliliters because it isn't measured like that. If you need 12 milliliters of a medication, you can't use the pop bottle factory to fill it because it won't be exactly 12.00. Yeah. Thanks, titty fuck. In math, 1 equals 1.000, but in the real world it is not. Maybe that is where people are confused. Maybe. Like, I don't understand. If somebody were to tell you, how many people came to the rally last night, and you said 12,000 people came to the rally, right? Chances are your significant figures here are the 1 and the 2, right? 12,000 people came. That means about 12,000 people came, right? That would be like a guess. Now, it could have been 11,980. It could have been anything that rounds to 12,000. These 3 zeros here, like, could be anything as long as it rounds up to 12,000, right? It could be 12,400. It could be 12,007 or it's 12,070, right? Now, if somebody said that 12,400 people came to the rally, well, now we have a more precise measurement. It's probably not going to change from 12,000, or it shouldn't, right? Now it could be 12,380, 12,440, right? These could all be from 12,400, but we've got a more precise measurement, so now we have less wiggle room, right? Let's say that somebody said there were 12,492 people, right? This every number here is probably significant, right? It's a significant number. So the so now we have a precise measurement with no wiggle room, right? If somebody says that your car, if you were given a manual or something and it said that your car needs 1.5 quarts of oil or something to run perfectly, or you need to put 1.5 quarts of oil in the engine, right? Then if you give it like 1.48, or if you give it like 1.53, right? It's fine, okay? It all rounds to 1.5. That should be okay. Now, if they don't want you overfilling it or underfilling it at all, if this measurement is precise, they'll say you don't need 1.5 quarts. You need 1.50 or 1.500 quarts of oil. Now we have a much more precise measurement. Okay, it can't be 1.52 or 1.48. No, now it has to be like 1.498 or 1.5 like 001 or something, right? Something that would round up to this. Does that make sense? Does this make sense? The more you educate the chat, the more likely they're to overthrow you one day. I don't understand it at all. Can we take it from the top? Okay.
Would a midget count as 1 person or 5?
Yeah, if somebody says, like, my penis is 5 inches long, it could be 5.1, 4.8. You don't know. You don't know if their penis is exactly 5.0000 inches, right? I don't know. Depends on your preference, Charlie's. Whatever makes you happy, or Char Life.
which one of these lights do you think is going to take a better portrait? This one. We're going to put this to the test. We're actually going to shoot with the poor man's light and with the rich man's light. So the concept is we're just going to take a beauty shot of Shani, and we're going to use 4 lights, and we're just going to build this up step by step and come up with one cool looking photograph. So for the first shoot, the rich man shoot, we're going to be using ProPhoto B1s. These are their battery powered strobes. And what's nice about this is you can just put this up here on the stand and you don't have to have wires running or anything like that. So I'm just going to set this to power level 5. And then to soften the light so that we get that classic beauty light look, I'm going to use a ProPhoto 3-foot Octabank. So I'm going to put this on the front here. And if I was really rich, I'd have an assistant doing this. All right, so we have the Octabox on the light. I'm just going to raise this up in a position that's going to allow it to come from a natural looking spot here. So for both of these shots, I'm going to be using the Nikon D850.
Hello? Oh, hey. You wanna go eat soon?
Huh?
You wanna eat soon?
Sure, if you want.
Okay. Let me finish this game. We'll leave in like 30 minutes.
Sure.
Okay. What's up? Do you want a breadstick?
No, thanks.
How's life?
Huh?
How's life? How's life?
Life is good. Still living.
Are you excited to go back to work?
Can't wait. I'm bored.
He says, congrats on beating cancer. Good job.
Thank you.
Although you don't know if it moved yet, right? Because you gotta wait until...
Well, all the tests right now show everything come back clean.
For now.
For now, yeah. I gotta go back in April.
Rules are made to be broken. Buildings. Or people.
What do you want to talk about?
Let you play. For now.
Do you want to talk about the Democrat memo? Nope, I'm just kidding. What was your favorite plane you worked on in the Air Force? You did that, right? Electronics?
My favorite plane?
Yeah.
U2.
The what? The U-2?
U2 or the SR-71?
The SR-71. What kind of electronics did you work on in the Air Force related to airplanes?
Hi,
was it
Dad.
like communications or?
All the avionics.
Avionics, gotcha. Did they ever let you in the 71 cockpit? Were you allowed to look in there?
Yeah, almost all my equipment was.
Oh, okay. Well, that's pretty cool. What?
What's it? Just still need?
Yeah, it's a horrible game.
Fuck Trump, fuck Trump, fuck Trump, fuck Trump, fuck Trump, fuck Trump.
Good job. I don't have any other chairs, guys. I'm sorry.
That's fine. That's fine.
Did you ever see any aliens?
If I did, I couldn't tell you.
Okay. He's Stephen Bunnell the First, not Senior, okay? Have you ever cared if somebody would name like another kid Stephen Bunnell the Third? Was that ever a big deal to you, or do you not care?
Have a what?
If somebody had a kid and named it Stephen, or I guess it would have to be me because I'm the guy.
You, yeah.
Yeah. Do you care? I've never actually talked to you about that.
Of course not.
Oh, okay. Why'd you always give me the same name as you? Why didn't you think of something different?
Because you was my little oomph.
Yeah, but you could have just given me your middle name or something, right?
I could give you a middle name, but I thought you would. The second.
Did you ever get worried that Sean wouldn't like you?
No.
Really? Not at all?
No? Why?
Well, like, cause imagine, like, I have Nathan now, right? Say I have another kid and it's a boy, and then I name him after me. Wouldn't Nathan feel like, wow, well, he must like that kid way more because he didn't give me his name?
No.
Oh, okay. Thanks for the communist dollars, and good job,
Are y'all
Kirby.
winning, son?
Yeah.
I stuck with the same, you know, you and Sean have the same ending.
What is Sean's middle name?
Kenneth?
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
30 seconds until minions spawn. Minions have spawned.
I've got your starlight right here. I'm amazing,
Oh,
not
yikers.
immortal.
You have been slain.
How is Hurricane Watch for your dad? What does Hurricane Watch mean?
This many sparkles.
What do you mean, military or civilian?
I don't know. I don't know what Hurricane Watch means. Did you do Hurricane Watch in the Air Force?
I mean, we had Typhoon Watch, you know. Well,
Hope
'cause
this
I'm-
unbans me, Monkus.
You had Typhoon Watch?
We had typhoons, yeah.
Huh. Wait, I thought typhoons are the Atlantic? Pacific? Pacific. And then hurricanes come from the east and the
Hurricanes,
Atlantic. When he was at the power plant during the hurricane. Oh. Did you do anything different for the hurricane season, or do you guys just report in and chill, or?
First star made me do this.
Well, during the season itself.
Oh.
Hurricane itself. You know, we stay there the whole time.
Gotcha.
Does First Star have to deal with this many sparkles? I've got your starlight right here.
An ally has been slain.
Glory to the First Star. Whatever that means. Say hello to my little friend.
Do you know what our ethnic background is? Do you know where your family comes from or whatever? What part of Europe, or where our name comes from or anything?
The name is actually French.
The name is French?
Yep.
Are people, the Bonnells, are French people, or?
The name goes back that far. Maybe German.
German? Okay.
German and French is
Gotcha.
All my enemies fear you. Oh no! Don't make me break the Guardian Code.
An enemy has been slain.
The best part of being a Star Guardian.
Making my down payment to the Antifa Super Soldier Fund.
Wow, nice
Kill
job.
our leader, Destiny. And when does the training start?
Is Mom away? Okay. Gotcha.
This'll shed some light on things.
When was it? How old was Nathan the last time you saw him? Do you know? Last year? What for when? Oh, because we went down to Florida. Yeah, I remember.
Our guardians have to play nice.
Ask me if he ever watches your streams. I think he's usually too busy working to.
Oh no! Don't make me break the guardian code. Alright, who's feeling free? I'm obligated to trash you. I'm a shooting star.
Nice. Yikes. Why was the karma so low? Or the Kog'Maw? Somebody didn't run back and try to gank him, did they? And he killed him with like no HP? There's no way that happened, right?
Oops. Forgot to read my guardian handbook. Star Guardian to the rescue. Am I doing it right?
What firearms does your dad own?
We're on a mission.
What firearms do you own?
Just don't remember what.
AR-15 and line guns. Glock 24.
Sorry.
Glock 19.
First star made me do this.
Taylors.
Hey.
Smith & Wesson, all 9mm.
Gotcha. Variety of 9mm pistols, an AR-15, and a 380. Revolver or?
Yeah. No, well, no, they're all.
Oh, gotcha.
Well, no, it's actually one.
Cruel to be kind. I've got your starlight right here. Sorry, it's my duty to destroy you. Now I see everything.
What sort of planes did your dad fly? I think he normally worked on electronics, not flying the planes. Did you ever fly missions, or was it always like ground-based? Were you, for the B-52s, was it like local, like US stuff, or was it like deployed? Gotcha. In Okinawa, right? Guam.
An enemy has been slain. An ally has been slain.
What's the best and worst thing about the other military branches? What do you think about the army?
Onward to glitter and glory. I'm a shooting star.
What's the best stereotype that Air Force people had about the army? Yeah. I don't know, just general things. People make fun of the Air Force, call them the Chair Force. How did you guys give it back to the Army or the Navy? Was oh yeah, because Grandpa was Army. Grandpa was in Vietnam, right? What did he get? What did he think about you joining the Air Force? Is that normal or? He wanted to join the Air Force with you?
He wanted me.
Oh, you to join the Air Force.
The Navy. Yeah. He did not want me in the Army.
Gotcha. Why did he join the Army? Was it just the only thing open to him, or?
Him, yeah. When I took we took tests back then. I took my test. My scores were good enough that I'd get anything I wanted to be.
Is that the ABS VAT or whatever?
Yes, that's my score.
Was that just for the Army, or is that for all the armed forces to see what you get into?
Usually general score, and then with those scores, you can decide where you want to go.
Gotcha. What ethnicity was Grandpa? Come to think of it, he was kind of darker, wasn't he?
Yeah, no, that was English.
Okay. Was it just like an age thing?
English race. Yeah.
Okay. What was the most like exciting thing you did in the Air Force?
The most exciting thing?
Yeah.
Classified.
What was the most exciting thing you can talk about?
Oh, I don't know. I helped develop the automatic flight control systems on the B-52s and 135s that they're using today.
The automatic flight systems you helped develop for...
Autopilot system?
What exactly, when you say develop, what exactly do you do?
I helped design it, test flew them. We did test flights on the 135s and the bombers. And then we did all the designs and incorporated into the test flights.
Gotcha. How old are you?
How old am I?
Yeah.
63.
63. Ask your dad if he's excited about Scott Frost coaching Nebraska and if he's going to go to some games.
Yes.
Why, do you still follow Nebraska football stuff?
Oh, yeah.
Oh. How do you listen to it?
TV, radio,
Oh,
internet.
Gotcha. Ask him if he was ever stationed in Kenya.
No.
Oh, never mind. That was a stupid question. Does your dad play any games? Do you play computer games?
Not really.
Not really. I'm not going to talk about childhood stories. It's really weird. I don't know. Unless these questions are really dumb. Ask him if he ever did anything illegal as a kid. There is a lot more legal stuff. Were you allowed to smoke as a kid back then?
Was I allowed to?
Or they didn't really care much, right?
You could have. I didn't.
Oh. What's my dad's favorite war movie? What's your favorite war movie?
Favorite war movie?
Do you watch a lot of war movies?
Yeah, I mean, there's quite a few. I'm going to stick, Future, or, I mean, Hell is for Heroes.
Hell is for Heroes?
Right.
Well, that sounds mean. Do you have strong opinions about like private space stuff?
Private space stuff, what do you mean?
I don't know, sometimes government employees don't like private contractor employees. Do you have any feelings about that? You said you worked on the SR-71 that was developed by Lockheed, right?
Yep.
Did you ever have like did you guys have like a rivalry with them or anything, or?
Not really, I mean, they were there to support us. Anything we had, there's nothing against them.
Gotcha.
They are all right, or? Oh. Yep.
Ask him what he thinks the best plane is and what part of the AFCS he helped design.
Best plane. It depends on what you're using the plane for. I mean,
Depends on what you're using the plane for.
Yeah, the SR-71 was probably the most unique.
My parents worked on the SR-71 too, and they were stationed at Offutt in the early to mid-90s.
Where did they work on the SR-71?
What?
Where did they work on the SR-71?
He said, where did they work on the SR-71? It sounds like at Offutt?
Nope.
Oh. Oh, nope.
They were stationed off at when?
He said early to mid-90s. You guys were still at Offutt then, right?
We were in the early 90s. We were still off in 1993.
How many Air Force people, like, did the barracks hold there, like at Offutt? Or like in that area? Like how many Air Force employees would be stationed there at any given point in time? Is it like in the thousands or hundreds? Oh, thousands. Oh, okay.
Oh, it was a big, busy base.
Gotcha. It still is fairly large for an Air Force base, right?
Yeah.
Do you watch any of the SpaceX stuff or any of the...
A little bit. This last launch was pretty neat. What does Dad do in 71?
My dad wants to know what your dad did in the 71.
Your turret has been destroyed.
Did you watch the drones at the Olympics?
No.
That other guy said his mom did surveillance-related stuff, so...
First one I did the, like I said, we did the YouTube in Korea. That was fun. This one, excited. And then for the V4.
You worked on the U2 in Korea? That's what you said?
Yep.
And then the E4 in somewhere. At Offutt.
And the F4 fighter planes in the Philippines.
What is your favorite band, and did you ever meet Bono?
My favorite band?
Yeah.
Favorite band. Could be Journey, could be Eagles.
Journey or Eagles? Did you ever meet Bono? From...
I've seen him in concert, I've never met him.
Gotcha. What's the best concert you ever went to?
Best concert was
Woodstock. Did you ever fly in a Blackbird?
Yes, sir, 71? No. Doesn't have any room for passengers. It's a pilot and RSO only.
Pilot in RS?
RSO.
Oh, RSO.
Reconnaissance officer.
Gotcha. Flew on the what?
I flew the simulator quite a bit.
Oh, the simulator? Ask your dad if he ever owned any sports cars like a Mustang growing up.
My first car was a Mustang, Mach 1, 429 Cobra Jet.
429 Cobra Jet was the first Mustang he had. When was the last time you saw like Sean or Lisa or anybody?
Christmas.
Was that when we all came down?
Yeah.
Oh, gotcha.
Sean. So Sean, that's some.
When was the last time you saw Chris or Christine? That was during Christmas too, right?
Yeah.
Do you follow any sports? College football is about it.
What are those?
Huh?
What are those?
These?
No. Those
Oh, it's like a stun if you walk into it.
Okay.
Oh, somebody wanted to know what you're wearing. That's a Husker sweater. Ask your dad if EPRs were as bad when he was in the Air Force or if they actually functioned in any way, size, shape, or form.
If what?
EPRs?
Yeah.
What's that?
EPRs. You mean APRs?
He says EPRs, I don't know.
Yeah, you want to what acronyms for EPRs?
A lot of, oh, what is
Yeah,
it?
what in relationship to what acronym for the EPR?
What is an EPR? What do you mean by EPR? Enlisted performance review?
No, it's okay. That's we call it APR when I was in. It's an airman.
Oh, APR when you were in. Oh, yeah, the air. Okay. Airman performance review.
Because EPRs we talk about is just.
You could have played that better, Steven.
Exhaust performance ratio. Yeah.
Gotcha.
But APR, yeah, we used APRs.
Mm-hmm.
And what about them?
I have no idea. I think I just wanted to find out what you thought about him. I have no idea.
Cover that. No, we used APRs. They're judgmental. You know, I don't know. Was it a fair way to perform, to promote somebody? Yeah. Maybe one of the.
He,
It's judgmental.
he seems pretty indifferent about them.
Yeah.
Okay. I love you guys. It's been fun. I'll be back in an hour or two. Stay safe for Bruno, Cappuccino, Cappuccino, guys.
An APR can mess up your career.
Yeah, any bad performance review probably.
Did something bad.